Hey guys, what's up? For those of you who don't know, my name is Crissanna, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're an oldie, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of e.l.f. So I got my Ulta bag right here with all the goodies, and then I also got some products at Walmart and also my local Tops as well. So some of this stuff is open and used just because of the fact I tried to film this video a couple days ago and my camera was so shaky, there was absolutely no way I could upload that video. So first I'm just going to start out with my e.l.f. Jelly lip gloss. I'm just going to apply this on my lips just so our lips are nice and moist. So first I'm going to start out with my eyebrows, and I have the gel and powder eyebrow kit. This is in the shade medium. And then I also have the e.l.f. Ultimate Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. So I'm going to start out with the pencil, and then we will fill it in with the powders. And I have the other e.l.f. pencil. I'll show you. So I also have this one, but I really don't like this one because the tip on it is so big. So it's really hard to get precisely into your brows. And this one, just by how small the pencil is, you can tell how small it's going to be. So I'm going to roll it up and show you guys the tip. See, I can work better with tips that are fine like this. And it also has a spoolie on one end too. So I'm just going to comb my eyebrows and start to fill them in. So far I am realizing this is a very nice pen. I'm having to kind of fill them in a little more than I should have to. Other than that, it's working pretty well. Absolutely have no complaints at this point. So I'm actually not even going to go in with the brow powder just because I loved the way this made my eyebrows look. So yeah, we're just going to say no to the brow powder because I have tried this once and I'm really not fond of it. It's really dry. I just don't like it. I rather prefer this, and I even like this better than the white one because this one is so fine tip. You can get into those small little creases. You can arch your brows exactly how you want them. So this, definitely a win for me. So next up for me is the eyeshadow palette. This is the Rose Gold Sunset Eyeshadow Palette. And I thought this palette would be great for fall because it does have so many different fall colors in it. Then I'm really excited to try this. This is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer in the shade Cream. I'm really excited to try this. I've heard so many good things about it. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Jessup Cream Shader Brush. I'm just going to start applying this all over my lid. I know when I got this at my local Ulta, they only had this shade and a white shade. And I really didn't want to get white, so I got this one, which is very yellow. It's definitely doing the job of covering up all those small little veins on my eyelid. I mean, it's not like super creamy, but I mean, it's not really super dry either. It's kind of in between. It definitely has like a very thick feeling as to where the eyeshadow will not move around. So that's always a good thing. So I'm first going to grab this shade right here, and I'm going to take a kind of bigger blending brush by Best Hope, and I'm just going to kind of start packing this all over the lid just to set all that cream base. So now that we have our eyes all nice and set, I'm then going to jump in with this color right here using another blending brush by Best Hope. I'm going to start working this right into the crease and a little above the crease. Now I'm going to take this shade right here, using a small blending brush by MSQ, start packing this right on the outer V. Just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, keeping that outer V the darkest point of the lid. Going to go back in with this shade right here, popping this right back into the crease and a little above as well. Going to go back over that smaller blending brush by Mesquite and just kind of blend this darker shade over. Then I'm going to take this shade right here, using a number 3 brush by BH Cosmetic. Just going to pop this kind of up by the brow bone, but not exactly to the brow bone. Now we're going to move on for shimmer, and for that I'm going to use this shade right here. To apply that, I'm going to use a number 4 brush by BH Cosmetics. This is going to go on about 3/4 of my lid. Like that pigment is so, so beautiful. Like, I love the shimmer shades in this palette because they are absolutely stunning. And as you can see, I've only dipped my brush 3 times and it pretty much covered my whole lid. Usually with shimmers, you got to dip and dip and dip or spray. This one you do not have to spray with. Just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Once more, I'm going to go back into this shade right here. I'm just going to take this right up here and just make sure everything is nicely blended. Now I'm going to pick up this cranberry shade right here. I'm going to use that same number 4 brush by BH Cosmetics. I'm just going to pop this right here. I'm just going to grab this first shade right here and use that to highlight my brow bone. So I'm just going to take a flat brush by Energy. Now moving on, we're going to do false lashes. So for lashes, these are the e.l.f. Luxe Lash Kit, and these are in the style Starstruck. So like I said, I did film a video prior to this and it did not work out. So I've worn these and these are absolutely stunning. They're really, really pretty. I mean, they're not too dramatic, but they're not too like short and like natural. They're really in between. So I am going to apply some mascara really quick. And this is just the e.l.f. Length Volume Mascara. And I love this mascara because look how small the applicator is. It's really, really small. So you don't have to kind of worry about getting a mess all over. So that's the main reason why I like it, is because the applicator is so small. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these lashes off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, lashes are on. Now it's time to move in for the face. So to prime, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I haven't been loving this stuff for quite some time now. So now for foundation, we're going to go with the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, and I got the shade Natural. This dried down a little bit on the face before you go in with the foundation, just because you want it to fully grip onto that foundation. So to blend that out, I'm going to take the e.l.f. Total Face Coverage Sponge. And I tried this, and I don't know, it's not like your typical beauty sponge. I don't know if I can get it up close enough, but it almost has like holes in it. It's definitely weird. I would definitely call this more of a sponge than the other ones because the other ones are kind of squishy. This like actually feels like a sponge, like something that you'd maybe wash your dishes with. That's exactly what it feels like. And even on the skin, it like feels like that. But a lot of people rave about this. Maybe it's just because it's such a good sponge for blending out. But I don't know. I've only tried it once to blend my foundation. So I guess we'll blend it again and see how we like it, because it definitely doesn't do a bad job at blending out. Like I said, the way it feels is just different than what I'm used to. Okay, so this definitely did blend my foundation out pretty freaking fast, like faster than my other beauty sponges. So for the concealer today, I got the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I got the shade Fair Beige. I have not tried this, but I've heard so many good things about it. I have tried the regular concealer, but I cannot wait to try this. I'm like super excited. Just hope this color fits me well. It's not too light, because I definitely like my concealers to be light, just not like white. Once again, using that Total Face Sponge. So yeah, this sponge is definitely great for blending out. It like cuts the time in half. Maybe that's why so many people love it so much. Okay, so next up we have the e.l.f. HD Setting Powder, and this is just in the shade Sheer. I could not find any like setting powders that would have fit my skin. At Ulta, there isn't like a big variety of e.l.f. stuff up there. And for that, I'm using an e.l.f. highlighting brush. Putting white powder on my face just seems so weird. Even though it's supposed to be sheer, it just feels weird. Like I feel like I'm like putting like baking soda on my face or something. So moving on for bronzer, I need some bronzer right now because my face is looking a little white. So I got the e.l.f. Contour Palette. This comes with 4 shades. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a mix of these 2 right here. I'm just going to grab my brush by Profusion. So it is very pigmented. It seems to be blending out pretty well. So far so good with the contour palette. I'm actually really, really liking it. It's not bad at all. And you get 4 shades for $8, so it's a steal. The next up for blush, I have the e.l.f. blush palette. I was going to get a single blush, but there wasn't anything that interested me. So I felt like I could just get 4 blushes, you know, for almost the price of 1. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to dip into this one and then maybe this one as well. So probably them two. Then I'm going to take this brush by Isaac Missouri. I got this at TJ Maxx. It's kind of like a big angled brush. I'm actually going to start with the top shade right here. And we'll see how this applies. Because I might just like this shade by itself. Okay, now that shade's pretty. I like this, I think, all on its own. It's definitely a fall screaming blush. It's like that peachy, orangey shade. So now for highlighting, I got the e.l.f. highlighter, and this is the shade White Gold. I'm going to take this brush by AOA Studio, just highlight my cheekbone. I'm not really sure how I feel about this highlight. It's definitely something I could live without, that's for sure. Just I feel like it gets really, really streaky. So I'm going to put a little on my nose. My Cupid's bow. So now we're going to go in for the lower lash line, and I'm first going to pick up the shade, this brown one right here, Angled Brush by Best Hope. Just start getting that right below the lower waterline. I'm actually going to switch brushes. I'm going to take the BH Cosmetics number 5 brush. It's kind of like a small smudger brush. Using that same brush, I'm going to go ahead and grab this pink shade. Same thing, just going to run it right on under that lower lash line. So now I'm just going to grab the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and set my face. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to take the e.l.f. lip liner in the shade Tea Rose. And we forgot to do the lower lashes, so we will get to that. And then I'm going to take the e.l.f. matte lipstick in the shade Blushing Rose. Very dark nudie lipstick. Just going to go back in and get those lower lashes. Okay guys, and there we have it. This is the finished look. I will give you a close-up. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this full face of e.l.f. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And to all of you that have supported me through this journey, I can't thank you enough, and I love you all so much. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.